Hi, this is Brian Eisenberg for Search Engine Strategies. We're here in Toronto with my good friend Richard Zwicky. And I'm not going to give his company name because there's a whole story behind that. But we just finished the Meaningful SEM Metrics session. Richard, one question about the session. I know you gave a couple of interesting metrics, and I know you listened to 3 other panelists. What do you think people should take away from these sessions? And did you take anything interesting away from it?
Oh, I definitely did. What's really interesting is listening to the audience interaction and finding out what they are measuring and what they're not. And you know, a strong point that came across from everybody on the panel is you have to look through the entire value chain and not just focus on one value, which is what people have been doing in the past.
Yeah, so like I had mentioned, you know, it's a real challenge for people to get their concept around metrics because it's obviously it's not an easy thing. And we had 4 different presenters, and like you said, they all stressed this whole concept of value. Why do you think it is that people are having such a hard time getting their heads around trying to create and understand the value that they're generating?
Well, I think the challenge has been the changing marketplace. It used to be, you know, everybody easily understood the value out of paid search very quickly because people were investing dollars against it and being able to extract an ROI on a cost per click basis and an average order value and on a transaction level. And that wasn't done in any of the other channels. It wasn't done in organic search. It hasn't been done in social. And in social, you've got 2 different levels. You've got the buzz, which is in the marketplace, and you have actual visitors who come in from it. By the same token, you also haven't measured email and newsletters and the like on the same value as we did paid search. And business is now demanding that we do so. So everybody in the marketplace is struggling to come up with metrics that make sense, that allows all channels to be measured equitably, fairly, and on the same footing, because they're not apples, all apples. There's apples and oranges, but they have to be measured the same at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I know one of the things that you mentioned is obviously the importance of cross-channel metrics, because I think a lot of people, you know, want to go ahead and they look at things as, okay, you know, how did my email perform, how did my search perform, how did my social perform, and they didn't realize that there's so much influence in between all of them. Could you just elaborate on that real quickly?
Yeah, I mean, they're not silos. We've seen many customers actually have been struggling with that lately because people invest in one channel and they think, oh, I'm not seeing any sales from it. And I had one customer who was telling me they're a major agency. They had a significant client who was going to turn off their paid search because they said it wasn't generating, you know, it wasn't even generating a 1% conversion rate when they looked at last click attribution. Reality is once they dove into it, their paid search traffic was driving social and organic search, which was converting, but it was just where in the process it fit. And a lot of times by not looking at that information, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot from an opportunity perspective.
Absolutely. Now, Richard, I know recently your company name changed, and you're also about to release a new product. Can you just tell us briefly about that?
Sure. So Inquisit has changed to Eightfold Logic. It's a business decision around purely driven around marketing, but also starts reflecting how many paths there are to knowledge that we bring forward. The new product that we're launching is actually going commercial in a couple of weeks, and what it is essentially a dating service for marketers where the outcome is links as opposed to dates, because everybody struggles in link building with finding contextually relevant links. My business is relevant to this business category in this location. I'd like to find links that are also in this category if it's a hyperlocal business from my own community. And that takes an incredible amount of work to find who is active in the marketplace that has businesses that are active and live and willing to link in towards my business. And what we did is we built a process wherein you opt in, you identify yourself, and then when there's contextually relevant matches, we provide introductions between the 2 businesses so that they can discover all the business values that coexist between them and ideally end up cross-linking to help customers and visitors over the web get all the right information quickly.
Thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you.